Why did you choose to translate Devta Kamon into English?
I found the inherent concept of Devtao Kaman very inspiring, which was rekindling Vedant in every household. This book is already popular in Hindi, so I felt the need to take it further to the non Hindi speaking reader as well. What happened was that a year ago, the publisher of Devtao Kaman contacted me and he wanted to know if there was an English edition to the book that existed because he was receiving numerous inquiries for it. So, this kind of served as an impetus to translate this into English. And in English, it is called The Gods Have Gone Silent.
The author of Devta Kamon says that the book is written in such a way that it cannot be reduced to any conceptual category. Extreme care was taken in writing it. But you have used some basic concepts.
So, translating Brahm, Atma, and Vak and Som into English is challenging because they represent lived experiences for an average Indian. These concepts are deeply rooted in a way of our being, something that is impossible to convey in English as they are tied to our lived experience. For instance, we awaken bodily in a world illuminated by the sun, the moon, sustained by air, water, earth, plants, and animals. It is a breathing, nurturing world and a live biosphere, a living, breathing ecology. At the same time, we are also born into language scripted worlds, that is, into linguistic and cultural worlds shaped by traditions and meanings. These worlds structure our survival practices, orienting and attuning us while simultaneously constraining us. So, in this way, we are both enwombed and enworlded.
Enwombed and enworlded. Interesting choice of words. They're very feminine.
Yes, although existence is ultimately indescribable and independent of our conceptual knowledge, categories, or attributes, we rely on certain foundational concepts to make these ideas intelligible to the English readers. So, these liberties have been explained in my introduction.
Why should we read this book on Adhyatma? There are already so many. What relevance does it have in today's world where science has become a way of life and artificial intelligence is poised to become as integral to our lives as the air we breathe, a fundamental element of our lived experience?
So, we go to war for the sake of what we hold dear to us. We live, build houses, style and groom ourselves. Every minute, we are engaged with and concerned about things. Therefore, it is imperative that we know this I, this self. So, let me quote from the book. Our whole life revolves around I am and my world, my dreams, my child, my wife, my house, my religion, my God. With so many I's, it's no surprise that we've become attached to this identity. This attachment shapes how we see the world and ourselves. It influences our decisions, defines our priorities, and affects our relationships. But this attachment can also prevent us from seeing who we truly are, beyond the roles we play or the possessions we claim. So, what is this I that we work so hard to protect and define? Is it simply a collection of thoughts, roles, and experiences? To see this clearly is to step into these reflections and self reflections and recognize the truth. When your words and actions align with this realization, you fulfill your purpose to understand that you are more than the identity you create for yourself. There might be 1,000 worlds and 1,000 desires animating your life. And still, is there anything more important than knowing who you truly are. Now, you've also mentioned about the danger of AI. So let me recite the ending of one of Rajiv's poems. And now, are we more machine than maker? Our reflections shimmer, an alloy of spirit and algorithm. What we create, we become. So, this indeed is the danger staring at us in our face today. We are becoming increasingly like the machines we invent.
Indeed, we are becoming more and more like the machines we invent. So, what is the significance of the statement? And I quote here: "Do you have the Upanishads?" He asked. "Yes, we're in it, surrounded and sheltered in its openness. Look around." Um, is it something mystical?
Yeah, so this is a statement from the chapter The Screwdriver of Quantum Mechanics. So, this is a conversation between the author Rajiv and his friend on their way to Rajneesh Ashram in Pune. Now, this is not necessarily mystical or even profoundly philosophical, but I admit that I may not be fully qualified to answer it. But while translating this chapter, I had a lengthy discussion with Rajiv. From our conversations, my key takeaway is that this statement highlights the idea that the reality of the Upanishads are neither distant nor abstract. They are deeply embedded in our immediate and present reality. The statement emphasizes that there is no need to search for a far off or mystical truth. Instead, we are already living within it. It is a precondition for any subsequent inquiry or dissection of reality, including quantum mechanics. Only because it is can we do science or investigate or conceptualize.
What does the phrase "look around" mean? And what has it got to do with the book The Tao of Physics?
So, look around means that existence cannot be abstracted or broken down into metaphysical constructs. It is not a theoretical or an intellectual concept, but an undeniable, self evident reality. Sat means truth, being, or existence, is the undeniable presence that precedes all understanding and measurement. This presence is not a matter of belief or interpretation, and unlike symbols or metaphors, which point beyond themselves, Sat requires no explanation. It does not represent something else, it simply is. Also, this presence is not something we can fragment with the tools of abstraction or thought. Scientific methods, like the ones used in science and mechanics, often rely on measurement, which assumes a subject object relationship. But, but Sat transcends all dualities. It is the indivisible ground of all phenomena, encompassing both the subject and the object, existing as a totality within which measurement and division occur. Quantum mechanics, in its pursuit of dividing reality into particles, forces, and mathematical abstractions, risk overlooking this seamless unity. The Upanishadic presence reminds us of the limitations of such reductionism, urging us to perceive the wholeness of existence. So, to truly understand the world, we must recognize that we are already immersed in the truth, in the is of existence, and that this is precedes and underpins all attempts to measure or understand it. And so the being or isness is not a phenomena that can be dissected or understood through measurement, because it is the ground of all phenomena.
Finally, is there any other message you would like to share with us?
Sure. If you've already purchased the Hindi version of Devta Come On, please rate it at Amazon and leave your review. English readers can freely download the Kindle review copy of The Gods Have Gone Silent. It shall be available for free for 5 days, starting from Monday, that is the 9th December to 13th December 2024. Please write a short review if you can, or at least rate and rank it. It facilitates the reach of the book and brings us closer to our drive of rekindling Vedanta in every household, an urgent need of today's India. Thank you.